The technology tool that I'm going to talk about is called Edmodo. You go to edmodo.com, and the first screen that you have, you can create a free account, or if you're a district, you may already have a district account. You can sign in as a teacher, a student, or even a parent. I'm going to log in with my account. And then you have your main desktop. On your main desktop, you have your groups or your classrooms that you have already set up along the left-hand side. In this, along the top, you have a window where you can type a note, do an assignment, a quiz, a poll to your students. It also shows your latest activity. You can update your role, so if you are switching back and forth between being a student or a parent, you can look at that, or even the administrator, you can change your role here. You can invite your colleagues along this side. Edmodo is a great tool to use with your students, and it's a way to communicate back and forth. As you can see, I have some groups already set up. I'm going to select my Reading Intervention group. And this is one I had a couple of years ago that I used. It gave me time, a way to send a video that I might want my students to watch at another time, and then come into class where we can discuss it. And it's also time where a student can email or communicate message back to me. If a student is absent, they can message through Edmodo, and I can message back assignments or things that they are missing so they can work on at home. In essence, it could be a flipped classroom. Gives you a space where you can upload an assignment. You can also upload a quiz. You can create your quiz right in Edmodo. There's also places that you can look through Edmodo and get information on quizzes through specific standards. Another great thing that I like about Edmodo, let me go back to home, is the communities. You can choose different communities to be aligned with. I've chosen language arts, computer technology, college readiness, and through like the language arts, I can be in communication with other teachers across the United States and even across the world, where they have asked questions or they are giving information about how they're using Edmodo or what they're doing in their classrooms. And I can, as it says over here, add to library, so I can add the same tools and use them with my students. Or if they've asked a question, like this teacher did, does anyone happen to know a Holocaust survivor who would be willing to Skype or talk? If I had an answer to that, I could reply. A couple of times I had a question regarding something to do with my reading class on how to meet a specific need, and I was able to type a question, and a teacher in another area was able to answer that question. So it's a way to communicate back and forth. I really like Edmodo and a way to communicate with my students. And I can also upload files and things that we can use at a later date. It really worked well when my students were absent and they could log into and work with things at another time. So Edmodo is a online social network tool to use with students. Parents can also log in when a class is created. A student is given a code and they log in at that login page using their code, and a parent can also use that code, so a parent is able to see the assignments and also be connected with their class. When a student completes an assignment or a quiz, you can also grade it online, and their grades will show up there here in Edmodo, and that can be a way to communicate with parents. So, in conclusion, Edmodo is a good tool. There are others that are very similar, like Schoology. Google Classroom is also very similar to Edmodo. It's just what you would prefer to use. Thank you.